Hey folks, Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man, at your service, at your spooky and sinister service. Hey, how you all doing? Hope you're doing very well. Firstly, apologies for a lack of videos lately. I have been, I would say busy, but busy implies work. I've not been working. I have been, well, I've been to work, but I've been out and partying a lot and hard. But you knew that. You know what Kilt-Man's like. Kilt-Man does these things. And yeah, it's been a great, explosively exciting time. But hey, no, I don't want to, neglect you guys. Of course I don't. Of course I don't. I love doing this. And I love talking to you all. So, I've got to say another thing as well. A big thanks to Steve Farrell because you looked after Roxy the wonder dog, Roxy the husky, Roxy the thing. Looked after her yesterday when I was out on a huge pub crawl with the dog, which was great. The dog loved it. We both loved it. But my dog is like a pure pub animal. She loves to socialise, and she's great. She's great with people, and she's just great all round. And just everyone seems to love having her around and just playing with it and petting it and giving her treats. Which is why she's she's got more curves than most huskies. She's like the Marilyn Monroe of the husky world. But Steve, mate, you took it off my hands for a little bit there, enabling me to have a little natter at the bar without being dragged this way, that way, and Roxy, just sit the fuck down. But no, cheers mate, cheers Steve. Anyway, I've been asked about something because I've made reference to the spook in our house in Kilt-Mansion here right now. And yeah, we have one. Now, I don't care what your leanings are, religion-wise, whether you believe in the afterlife, ghosts, UFOs, fucking whatever. I personally love the idea of ghosts and UFOs and aliens and Bigfoot and fucking, ginormous sharks. Of course I fucking do. Werewolves, vampires. I want these things to exist. Of course I do. I have a very pragmatic mind as well, though. I'm ex-Marines, and I have seen things which will defy the imagination, and yet it does seem to stem from a very obvious thing to begin with. Now, with all these things in mind, we have lived in this house for now, oh God, I can't even work it out. 20 years? Is it 20 years? Yeah, I think it's about 20 years. Or certainly coming up on. And this house, we managed to buy a 5-bedroom semi-detached house with tons of land out back, tons of room and space, and I know you guys only ever get to see a little tiny bit of it, but one day I'll give you a grand tour. Although Mrs. Kilt-Man wouldn't like that because all my shit's piled everywhere around the fucking house. It looks a mess. But one day. But we had no kids when we moved into this house, and and we back onto a cemetery as well. The cemetery, as you look at me, is there. It's out there. Rake Lane Cemetery, fucking huge and very historic as well. There are people, there's an ex-captain of, oh God, what is it now? There are people from the Titanic are buried there. There are. I forget they're naval people. But anyway, they're there. It's a famous cemetery. But so, clearly, there are spirits abound in this area, in this neck of the woods, as it were. But we bought this house for a rock bottom price. Now, I'm playing the Amityville Horror soundtrack by Lalo Schifrin. A fucking phenomenal score to a okay movie and a bullshit story. It is bullshit. Yes, the Amityville Horror, the spooks and the whole thing's been proved to be utter fake. Yeah, sadly. But a great story as well. Doesn't matter, does it? Anyway. But we bought this house, and why is it so cheap? Oh my god, why is it so cheap? Why would the guy sell the house he just moved into so cheaply? And it was cheap as well. But the reason, as it transpired, was he came home after being freshly married and moving in and doing lots of renovations and stuff, which we are still trying to sort out because him and his friends and his family fucked everything up big time. He came home early from work one day and he found his wife, his new, fresh, nubile, tasty young wife, in bed with another woman. He told us this, and I was like, what? Yeah. And Mrs. Kilt-Man's going like, shh, and I'm going like, what did you see? What were they doing? Come on. Was the other girl fit? Come on, tell me. But clearly, this poor guy was traumatized, big time, and he just couldn't. He kicked her out. They obviously fucking out there. They are ended. But he had to sell the place pretty pronto. Bad memories for him. Bad mojo. So we bought it. Anyway, our house does have something. There is phenomena that takes place in this house. And now, look, just because I'm into, supernatural and ghostly shit, doesn't mean that, I'm going, it's a fucking ghost. I don't know what it is that's doing it. But pretty much from day one, things would happen in this house before we had kids. I will illustrate a few of these incidences for you. We have a clock on the wall in the main living room, and me and Mrs. Kilt-Man at one time observed. It's one of the first things that happened, and there were no tremors, there was no earthquakes, there was no nothing like that. Nothing else moved, but the clock on the wall, which is like a proper old school, like almost like a naval sort of clock, a nautical clock. The 10 to 2, it looked to me like someone was holding a steering wheel at the 10 to 2 fucking thing and was going and it went on for like a good 30 seconds. That's a long time to observe something bizarre. I mean, we stared at it and I went, the fuck was that? That was one. When the things really began to kick off, it was, you guys know that I buy a lot of things. I buy lots of movie props and swords and masks and movies and soundtracks. So there's packages arriving all the time. One Saturday morning, I was there waiting in the bay window. We've got big, lovely bay windows here. And I was waiting to receive a package. And the postman came up and I saw him deliver a yellow envelope through our letterbox, but not the package I was waiting for. And I was like, oh fuck! In the bay window, I was like, like that. I literally was. I can get quite emotive about the most ridiculous of things. I was like, fucking hell! Not his fault, is it? But I was like, you bastard! Where's my fucking stuff? So anyway, I went and I retrieved this yellow envelope. Long thing, and I went back to the bay window, clutching it in hand and going, venting my spleen, my rage at the heavens. Oh, fuck you! And I threw it back across the room, and it hit the wall, and it fell down the wall, which would be the connecting wall between the front room and the back room, which is the big cinema room. It's a fucking wall. A yellow envelope hits it and slides down to the floor. I calmed down. Oh dear, right. Because I'd seen it was addressed to Mrs. Kilt-Man. So I then go to retrieve it. It ain't there. Okay, where's it gone? Right, okay, it's gone behind the settee. No, it hasn't. It's behind. There's a little toy box there of shit because we now had a young son, and so there was little toys, Thomas Tank Engine bullshit, like was all festooned. It's gone in there. No, it hasn't. It's gone behind. No, it hasn't. No, where the fucking hell has that envelope gone? But you tell me, because we never found it. It's gone. Fucking gone. It vaporized. Told Mrs. Kilt-Man about this, and after the clock hit him, we thought, there's something here. There's a ghost. Okay, the next thing that happened that I remember, because so many things have happened, but I'm going back to the first few things. You know, your Gillette Mach 3 razor. Yes. Not that I've been using it lately, as you can tell. I was about to have a shave, and I in the bathroom, and I grabbed the razor, and I dropped the fucking thing, and it went and right in front of me, hit the floor, boom, like that, and the actual razor, the triple razor bit, bounced out. So the handle and the razor went douche, bang, like that. And in a split second, I bent down to pick it up, and they weren't there. They weren't there. You tell me, where did it go? Because I can't tell you. I went through that bathroom with a fine-tooth comb, literally. We've got under the bath. We've got a big old bath on legs, a great big old school bath. It's brilliant. You get about 10 people in there. It's awesome. I have done in the past. Just don't tell Mrs. Kilt-Man. But it was gone. Fucking thing was completely gone. How can that go? It landed on the floor. It hit the floor, boing, and the two bits bounced apart. Boing, and stopped. And I bent down to pick, and they were gone. Okay, the next thing was that's a breakfast bar there. Oh yes. Oh, we have a breakfast bar. In Kilt-Mansions, there's a rather extravagant breakfast bar. I just do photo shoots, lying on it, in various poses, various tartan lingerie. We had a big Chinese takeaway, and we were all here, all of us, everyone was here, and literally, you got to try and imagine this now. Like, I was standing over there, and the sink is behind me, and we're all eating our food. We've all got our food, and I was buying magazines called Empire and Total Film, big film review magazines. I don't get them now because they're bollocks. They are bollocks. You want more specialised movie stuff than the shit critics that they have in these fucking shit. Anyway, but I had a Total Film magazine then, and I'm eating, my plate full of chicken green pepper and black bean sauce. The kids have got their stuff. Janet's got hair. Mrs. Kilt-Man has hair stuff. I've got mine, and I'm like, yeah, blah 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 blah. Magazine, yeah, reading, yeah, blah blah, and munch. Ooh, that's tasty. Ooh, fucking hell. Oh yeah. Do some whiskey as well, and natter, read, eat, munch, natter, read. Where's the magazine gone? Oh, I must have knocked it off with my elbow. No, it's not on the floor. It's not in the sink. It's fucking gone. It's just vanished. It's took my magazine. We all realised that something had happened there because there was a magazine there, a big fucking, proper magazine, and like, it was gone. It was there 1 minute, gone the next. Okay, more stuff. We have it's a big house, and we have an attic and a loft. We have a landing. When you go up the main flight of stairs from the ground floor to the first floor, you have a landing, which then goes off in two separate directions. My daughter's bedroom, which overlooks the cemetery, we positioned her there on purpose. She's down that wing of the house. mine and Mrs. Kilt-Man's room is the other way, and my son's bedroom is, again, beyond ours. Then you have the library. Yes, we have a library. Then you go up another flight of stairs to another landing, and you have the loft, which is like this little fucking door in the side of the wall. It opens like that. There's other stories about that room, which I'll leave them for now. Let's shut that. All my marine stuff is in there from my service days, and all my killing stuff is in there. And but then you go up another flight of stairs to the attic, which is pretty much, it's a big room. Not a great room. It's the foundations are great, but the roof is shit, so it leaks. But it's a a lot of my shit is up there as well. I've got my gym is up there. I have my bench is up there. A lot of weights are up there. A lot of machines are up there. So it's kind of, it could collapse at any time, but it is what it is. And but our little landing outside our bedroom, the wife told me one time, like, do you hear the footsteps outside our bedroom at like 3-4 in the morning? And I went, no, I don't. I don't wake up to that. She goes, I wake up every night to this, the footsteps, and they're heavy. And I was like, no. So I don't know, because she put that idea in my head that I then did, not the next night, but I did wake up, and she went, can you hear it now? And lo and behold, there were footsteps outside our landing. You're talking like sort of a 12-foot landing, no, maybe 16-foot landing, and they weren't dragging with chains. It wasn't like a fucking cliche. They were footsteps, heavy footsteps. Bunk, 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 or rather, ba-bunk, 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 down. And then they walk up and down, like on patrol. Freakish. No. And, but then they would just, because you'd listen, you're lying awake. I've jumped ahead here because the reason why I didn't get out to investigate this is because of what happened prior to this. We have outside our bedroom, and on the wall between our bedroom and my son's bedroom, an old-fashioned light switch. One of them big it's like a great big fucking ice cream cone shaped thing, like a big tit with a big nipple, and the nipple is the switch. Now, to turn the light off, you flip the fucking down, and boosh, kadoosh, and it makes a noise, doo, as it goes down, kadoo, because it's big, and you've got to put pressure on it, right? When we go to bed, obviously, as I scamper my way back to the boudoir, and hopefully great delights lying in wait. One time, anyway, I flick it up, and it's off, like goes off. Got into, and I did it that night, and I got into bed. And Janet, Mrs. Kilt-Man, she went, right, it's come back on. And I went, how? I just turned it off. Because I know, it's come back on again. So I get out of bed and it goes out onto the landing and I flips it off again. And it gets back into bed and she goes, it's come on again. Gets out of bed again. This is a switch, folks. It's a switch. It takes a genuine physical movement to do it. It wasn't the light flickering. It wasn't that. It was the switch was turning the light back on again. Something and someone was turning that switch. I went out that next time and I turned it off. And I remember instinctively, I kind of, because I think you're drawn to the attic or the basement, but we've got no basement, so nothing's ever happened down below. I wish something would happen down below once in a while. It does. But so I kind of shouted up to the heavens, will you fucking stop that now? And I turned the light off again. And I got back into bed and the wife went to me, it's come on again. The only time I've ever been afraid was that moment, that specific moment. I've never been afraid of anything that's happened, and it's been a load since, but nothing's ever. I just like, well, hey, look, it happens. It's just, it is there. It's happening. It's going on. I can't stop it. Can't reason with it. Can't bargain with it, and I can't frighten it either. But I pulled the duvet over my head, and I literally just tucked myself in because I remember thinking like, turn that switch, to flip that switch, you've got to be physical, you've got to be corporeal. Something is there to do that, and that frightened me. That never happened again, by the way. The light switch thing never happened again. Now, loads of other things. Weirdly, it's to do with me. A lot of things that happen, they're my things. My jumper. Does Kilt-Man wear a jumper? Well, he fucking doesn't now because the one jumper I had got nicked by the Spook. Loads of other things have happened. About 3 weeks ago, I was in the Cask, the pub round the corner from me, and I walked in there, and some new people who just moved into the area, but knew me because they'd seen me on Facebook. They just knew the Kilt-Man. And they was, "You're the Kilt-Man, aren't you?" And I went, "Yeah." And I sat down, and this girl, only a young couple. The guy, a fella, he's a mountaineer. He leads mountaineering classes. And when they bought the house, they moved over from Liverpool, I think it was, to a place round the corner from me. And she moved in a week before he'd arrived that day I met them. He'd arrived that morning from France, or wherever it was, like certainly in Europe. No, I think it was France, in the Alps. And he'd been doing mountaineering classes there, leading courses. And she bought the house and done all the moving in, and he was away. Good trick, that, mate. Good trick. And when he turned up, that morning, they were yet to move into the house. Now, she went to me. She went, "Oh, you're the Kilt-Man, aren't you?" I said, "Yeah, I'm the Kilt-Man, yeah." She goes, "You're famous." I said, "Yeah, somewhat around here, no." And she went, "You've got disturbance in your house, haven't you?" She said that to me out the blue. "You've got a disturbance in your house." And I went, "Yeah, we do." How'd you know? She goes, "I'm psychic. I have, my brain is open to everything. This is the music now. She moved from the previous house because she couldn't sleep at all, because she was bombarded by voices. Screaming voices and just hellish shit which wouldn't leave her alone. Whether you believe this stuff or not, I care not. I'm just telling you what I know and what I've heard and what I experienced and what this girl told me. She had voices in her head all the time. I hadn't slept for she's only about 24, 25, something like that. But for most of her adult life, she'd not slept at all because of these bloody voices. And I'm trying to work it out and trying to help people, from beyond the grave. And then with her fella, they bought this house. And she moved over while he was in France and the Alps doing these mountaineering courses. And she said to me, when she got to her front door, she spoke to the heavens, out loud to the heavens, don't follow me into this house. Stay in the old house. Leave me alone. And she spoke to it, and she said in that house she's had nothing but great sleep ever since, all night long. Of course, I said to her, like, "Well, it's because your fella's not here. He's been in fucking France, hasn't he? So you're sleeping properly." Ha ha. But no, genuinely, she believes this thing has now left her. She told it. She said to me, "You've got disturbance in your house." And I went, "Yeah, there is, yeah." And she went, "It's a young girl." "Okay, it's a young girl." And she went, "Yeah." Because a lot of these things, I know that hauntings revolve around teenage girls, young teenage girls, the hormonal thing, seems to bring these things in. Apparently. I've read about these things. But, and she was going like, "Look, it's a young girl that's in your house. It's a spirit of a young girl." And she could just tell this straight away. I hadn't told her anything at all. She just told me. And I mentioned the light switch. I said, like, "No, a young girl, can't reach that light switch, you know what I mean? Or some of the things it's doing, the clock on the wall, it can't reach that. She goes, no, but their rules are different. It doesn't matter. They may be a young girl, but they can still do the things they could do things you would think as being superhuman, but they can do it because their law of physics is totally different from ours. And she says, you've got to tell it to stop. And what we've realised is that another major thing which leads to the phenomena in our house is whenever we decorate a room, you repaint a room, you wallpaper a room, you move furniture around, you do stuff, you change the layout of the house, things happen. Normally for a 2-week sort of phase, we'll notice things going missing, knocking noises or the footsteps or the whatever. We'll have phenomena existing for about two weeks usually. And it's almost like, look, it's kind of saying to you like, look, this, you're doing stuff to the house I lived in before you, so I'm going to make my presence felt. I'm not saying I don't like what you've done. I'm just saying, don't forget me. I'm involved in this. I still live here too. Weird, isn't it? It's weird. As I say, I've only been afraid once because of this, and the light switch thing, which really did freak me out because that pissed me off. That was goading me. That was definitely goading me, and I don't like being goaded, especially when I end up being a whimpering wreck. But guys, ghosts, the spirits, the afterlife. Do you believe? Well, do you? I'm interested to find out what you think. I'm very open to this idea. I believe there's a spirit. I don't believe in God. I don't believe in Jesus was just a fucking street magician. But I don't believe in the fucking pearly gates and that kind of shit. I don't. Or any other fucking religion. I don't adhere to any of that bollocks at all. Sorry, but I don't. But I do believe there's an essence to us. When we die, something has to happen to us. This bullshit, what you see here, that's just an external manifestation. That's your physical, corporeal body. When you die, does it just go, boop, lights out? Bollocks. Absolute bollocks. Whatever's in you, whatever the essence that makes you, goes on. But where does it go? I don't know. I like to believe in ghosts and vampires and werewolves. They don't fucking exist. And there are scientific explanations for most of these, creatures. And they do have a basis in something, which is great, for someone like me that wants these things to exist, But ghosts in the afterlife, spirit. If you are Catholic, Christian, or whatever fucking religion you are, you believe that something goes on. So I think you're all pretty much open to the idea that spirits can linger. I don't know why. I don't know if they get trapped somewhere. I mean, you hear poltergeist, and some spirits don't make it all the way to the light, and they get trapped and they get forgotten about and they're alone and they're angry and they're upset. Of course, But whether it's true or not, whether that's what's actually happening. But I know in our house here in Kilt-Mansion, things happen a lot. I've pretty much gone across, I've just skimmed across the surface there, because a lot of things that happen, they're just kind of small things which are not really worth reporting. But the things that disappeared in front of my very eyes, that's fucking, that's pretty obvious. It's kind of overt. The light switch moving, the clock moving, the footsteps. Loads of these things are too overt to be ignored and just to be, that's just the house creaking. No, it's not. I know, these aren't particularly scary phenomena. Thank God. Oh, I've missed one out. My daughter's toy talking to her. When she woke us up, she only about 2-3 years old, and she was like, "Dad, my toy's talking to me." And I was like, "Oh, it's like a wee small hours." What? And I went into her room and I could hear nothing. She goes, "It's been talking to me." I'm like, "No, it's not." And then I heard the toy talking, and it was oh shit, what's he called from Toy Story? Ah, fucking hell, the astronaut. You know what I mean. Not Woody, the other guy. Fuck it. You know, I don't give a shit. Fucking kids, crap. But yeah, it did. It said things like, "To infinity and beyond." I rummaged around through the bags and like all the toys which had been packed away, which she wasn't asked about anymore. And there was this fucking thing like, it's the batteries. It's the fucking batteries in it. They're dying, aren't they? Unscrewed the thing. No batteries in it. Okay, get on that one. There were no fucking batteries in the toy. Buzz Lightyear, that's the one. Buzz Lightyear. He got trashed. He was straight in the fucking bin, you know? Anyway, folks, again, apologies for like a lack of videos lately, but it's just parties and Kilt-Man loves a party. And anyway, guys, take it easy. Be safe, be happy, watch out for spooks, or just entertain spooks. Let them do what they do. Don't be nasty to them, and they won't be nasty to you. In the meantime and in between time, take it easy. Keep it kilted, keep it Celtic. And I'll see you all on the other side.